Hey everybody! I know it's the happy painter people, also known as painter peeps. I'm working on ibis. Okay, look what I've done. I've jacked it all up. Oh no. Those are lily pads. And then what are those pink things? They're like puffy stars? No, silly. They're water lilies. They're lovely, lovely lilies. So what I've done is I've taken this pretty pink, yellow, and then my fluorescent pink that's kind of mixed in here. And I've mixed that all together. See, it's hard to do this with paint with one hand and shoot with the other. I'm so high tech. And so I have this little flower. And I also painted a little green stem. It's kind of hard to see. It's right there. There's there. But anyway, so you take this and you use this little liner brush. This is a ding 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 10-aught short liner. And you keep applying these little petals. They look like leaves, because all really petals are modified leaves of flowers. You know, I mean, really. So then what you can do is fill these in. You don't want them all going the same direction. Yes, you can look at a photograph of a water lily. Nobody's going to come down on you and go, "You dirty, cheating. Oh my gosh, what a horrible person. You looked at a photograph." It's reference. It's reference. Get over it. Then what you can do is take this red and mix it. So now you have darker pink. And then you can go back over here and figure out, okay, where's your light coming from? Say the light's coming from the top. Because look at the highlights on the bird here, here, here. So, I mean, my light is coming this way. This is a very weird perspective. Normally, it would be like you're looking at this straight on. The bird is this way. It's this way. It's not something I normally would do. But I'm doing this because if you're standing there looking at this bird from a slight angle, like at the edge of a pond looking down, okay, you would see the bird. Then you would also see the pond behind it. So it's a very strange angle. You could say, well, your bird is at an angle where he's straight up, like you're looking right at him, and everything else is this way. Okay, so you know what? I just felt like it. Deal with it. This is a quick painting. This isn't, I'm going to take 3 days to do. Well, I am, but it's not a painting I take hours and hours and hours to do. This is a painting where I show people how to paint this kind of stuff. Now, what you choose to do with it, that's all on you. You can say, it sucked, I don't want to do it again. You can go cry in a corner, throw your canvas and, you know, make a little house out of it if you're a cat. I don't care. I mean, if that's what you decide, it's your painting, not mine. So, but you do this. Oh, it helps if I show it right. And what you're doing is painting the bottom sides of these petals. And there's going to be one, you know, a petal that's like right here that's kind of in front of the other petals. I think that's one of the more difficult ones to do when you're painting these. So I have a tendency to do all the rest and then throw that one in, see? Because if you don't, you're going to be like, oh, that doesn't look right. It's like, yeah. Okay, see? Ooh, ah. Now, this is where I guess if you are a real cheating little dirtbag, you could take a mirror and put it on here and then reflect it down here and go to all that trouble to paint it so that the reflection is perfect. That to me is far, far too much work. I don't have time for that. So I just look at it and go, okay, think reflection of this. The petal is right here. It goes like this. So it's going to have a petal like this. And mind you, things I have learned, that the reflection is going to be darker because it's a reflection. It's not the original that's getting all the light. So whatever you decide to do, the reflection 90% of the time is going to be darker. So you take it and you're going to do these little petals and kind of look at what you got here. You know, you got this one that comes down like this, so it's going to go like that, right? And then this one that comes down like this, it's going to come down like that. This one's going to come down like this. Blah, 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 blah. They're also going to be somewhat foreshortened. They're not going to be quite as long. I know I used one of them multi-syllable words. You're going to have to look at it. And so, yeah, I know. Snarkus. Snarky, snark. If you can't use sarcasm, then what good is it? It's no fun. If you're so freaking serious that you take yourselves that serious, like you're some, you know, special, then, you know, then you're probably not going to want to watch me paint. Because I'm not going to be like that. I just can't. So, okay, you're looking, well, that doesn't look right. There's a petal hanging down. See, if you look, there's like 3 petals coming down. And what do I see? I see kind of 2. So, all right, well, let's just do this. I'll take this one. See? Oh, look, all of a sudden it looks kind of sort of like it. Make this one a little longer. Oh, see? And then these top ones, they could be a little longer and pointier. Like so. Kind of, sort of. There's this big one up here, so you're going to go, well, let's do this one right here like that. Make it a little bigger. See? Oh, sort of, maybe. Then you're going to take the red and get a darker pink. You're going to mix it up here. Then you kind of do this number and make them darker. Oops. I made it bigger than I really wanted. There. Like this. Like this. Now you can keep doing that. See, I got quiet there for a second. Scared you, didn't I? Kind of scared me. It's like, oh, did I forget how to talk? I don't know. Maybe I did. Okay. Now look at it. You're like, Okay, so if it's underneath, you got to think about your lights. Once again, your lighting. You're going to take this red, and I took some of this blue right here, this ultramarine blue. It's drying up, so I'm going to have to spray it a little bit here in a sec. But take that and you mix it with your pink and you get this, maybe a little more pink. And it's kind of this lavender. All right, so you're going to take that and say, well, this is the dark side of my leaf right here. Because you're looking at the underside of it. Remember that. Underside, okay? Now, kind of looks a little better. It's still not quite right. I need to put some darker on the bottom here. So let's do that. Darker. Now, oh, see, that's a little better. And don't be afraid ever. I got this weird little spot on this canvas. This canvas was painted over before, so it's got some goobies on it. It's no big deal. Back up and look at your stuff. Okay, everything will look different. Or if you're too lazy to stand up, just take a picture of it with your phone, because you'll get a totally different perspective and look at it and go, oh, yeah, that works. Or, no, that totally doesn't. So, okay, remember what I did on the other ones with the blue? Of course, I told you about it. I didn't show you. So now, so you could say, well, somebody else could have done it, and then you could have just walked away and then taken a picture, and really, I'm not that industrious. Here's my blue, right? It's this really bright cobalt blue. And I'm going to take some of that. And I still have some red in my brush, so don't. And I have it a little too watery because you don't want it to run. You want it to flow really nice. You want it to be just about where it's going to flow and run, but not. And then what you're going to do is paint a shadow underneath this lily pad. And the shadow is not a perfectly straight line. It doesn't go all the way. It stops and starts. See? Stops and starts because nothing is perfect. Then when it comes to the back here of this pad is kind of sticking up a little bit on the back. So we're going to do that with it. And the same with this one, right, part of it right next to it. Yeah. It's going to come out like this too. You're like, what the? See, it kind of does this number. Comes out this way. See? When you come back, you're like, what? So now you have a water lily with a reflection in the water. What? Crazy, huh? You just repeat this process over and over and over on every single one, but always bear in mind, the closer it is to you, the more detailed it's going to be. The farther away, back up there, it's going to be smaller and less detailed. Boom.